We're in the cooking corner now with Montreux executive chef Ron Harrison making what we're going to call Sunday soup and dumplings. And this can be made any day of the week, though. The way I'm looking at this, I'll have this Monday through Sunday.
Yeah, I think we hit it out of the park today with the weather. I think, you know, it's a home run. So we're going to start with a little bit of cubed lamb shoulder. And the great thing about a stew is you can use about any meat. So if you don't like lamb, you could use beef, you could use chicken, you could use pork, you know, whatever your taste.
Why do you like lamb for this soup?
I love lamb, and really, I got the soup years and years and years ago from one of my favorite chefs, Jamie Oliver, and that's how he made the soup initially. And once I tried it that way, I've tried it many other ways, and the lamb just does something to it that everything else can't compete with. So
yeah, you just find that meat every once in a while that just goes perfectly with what you're trying to do. And so there you go, folks. There's the case for lamb in this soup, although I'm sure, like you said, you could try other things. You
can put in just about anything in there. So that's one medium chopped onion. We're just going to put a little bit of salt and pepper in here. I've got a couple of carrots that we've rough chopped up, and you can, you know, you don't have to spend all the time, like we talked about earlier, dicing and putting all these fancy cuts into it. Just rough cut them. It's going to be your stew.
Yeah, I mean, some of these are just cut in 2 or 3 pieces, so
yeah,
just
that's it.
Boom.
So I've got some butternut squash here, and also 6, 7, 8 sprigs of fresh thyme. And I just like to put that in the soup and let it do its thing.
Goes nicely with lamb and some other meats. We like it with chicken at our house, so the thyme is good stuff.
Well, thyme just has a really bright flavor, so any kind of dish that's going to appear heavy, stews or something like that, the thyme's really going to bring forward like a nice, clean, bright flavor. So typically we'd saute that for 8-10 minutes. We'll add some chicken stock, about a quart here. And I've also got 1 can of just a store-bought coconut milk. Any brand will do. We'll put those together, and the coconut milk is going to give it an awesome mouthfeel and richness. And we bring that together and let it simmer. Once we get the coconut milk in there, we're going to want it to simmer for probably 30 minutes or so. That's going to soften the vegetables. And then what I have over here is just a dumpling mix made from half flour, half cornmeal, which gives it a nice little, you know, grit to the texture, and also about half a cup or so of softened butter. So we mix that together until you almost get a biscuit dough, and then we add a touch of water a little bit at a time until you form like a stiff dough that you can work with.
Yum. And all this, you know, it just sounds perfect for 50s and 60s, the kind of weather they're going to be seeing. Mike said sometime in the next few days, the morning low is going to be like 38. So this is like you said, you hit it right on the money with the soup.
And at 38 degrees in the morning, you can wake up and have this for breakfast too. So.
Oh, this looks great, and it smells really good too. So the dumplings, how many is it? Just how much do you make as far as the dumplings go?
Well, it seems to be everybody's favorite part. So whatever the recipe you use, or if you use this recipe, I would double it. That way you always have extra when you go back for seconds. So
somebody's going to be mad if they don't get dumplings.
That's right. Roll these into golf ball size shapes, put them in there. Put the lid back on, simmer it for about half an hour or so, and then we're going to add a little bit of just frozen okra, not breaded. Cook it for an additional 20 minutes or so until the okra is cooked all the way through, and then you're good to go. The dumplings also are going to thicken the stew, and so it's going to have a nice mouthfeel. Okay. We'll finish with fresh jalapeno and cilantro.
Thanks, Ron, and we'll be back with more news on 6 at noon after the break.